Hi everyone, Blake Jones here, and in this episode of Colorist Q&A, we're going to look over working on documentaries. Working with mixed media in documentaries can sometimes be a challenge. So what I always do is I'll have a look at the media together, and then sometimes a little bit of grain reduction might need to be employed in order to bring everything together. Another thing too is sometimes the grade needs to be adjusted just to keep everything in one line. Because of course maybe different footage is from different era and different times, then we need to, things will naturally change, but you don't want to have it changing too much. And so in this situation, you can actually go through and blend and bring everything together, and it makes it more of a visually comfortable experience to look at. Yes, for when you're grading documentaries, what I always do is I'll view the whole documentary through, and then I'll decide how I want to approach it to bring the shots together. This can sometimes involve applying a little bit more gamma correction, or sometimes even a custom curve in a shot or something like that, just to bring everything across and make it a better looking mix of all the media that I'm going to be working with. Yes, very often you'll be mixing standard resolution, high definition, sometimes 4K, sometimes 8K material together. And they all have different aspect ratios. So this is a situation where you want to figure out how you want to adapt this. So very often what I always do is if it's 4:3 material, I will put black borders on the left and right side. If I shot in HD, I leave it full screen back and forth. Because what happens is I don't want to take the 4:3 material, enlarge it, and make it full 16:9, because what's going to happen is I'm losing some of the picture area. And aesthetically, we're not handling the material well when we're working on a documentary for this type of situation. When you're working on documentaries, you're working with people sometimes who are not used to working in a grading suite. So that's the reason why in my grading suite, I usually adapt it for any type of situation. So I want to do something that will keep the client entertained. So this way he will let me do my job. And also I do everything in my power to keep him feeling comfortable and keep him relaxed, because that's the last thing you want to have when you're doing grading, is to have a nervous client while you're grading. You want to keep him relaxed, and you want to keep him so that he has something to do as well. Yes, deliverables is something too that we have to think about. So very often after we finish our documentary, we have to think about whether it's going to social media, whether it's going to Netflix, for example, or any sort of streaming service like this, or Amazon Prime or anything like this. We have to think about their requirements. Also, if we're going to social media, we have to think about the format involved. So for example, if you're sending something that's going to be shown on Instagram, then it's going to be a vertical aspect ratio, and then you have to resize for that. And for YouTube, of course, it's much easier to do, because YouTube, there's presets for this, and so it's much easier to adapt all that. So there we have it. For more information about training services, have a look in the comments below. Don't forget to have a look at the other videos on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, so this way you can be alerted to all the new upcoming videos. And also think about becoming a Patreon member. There are a lot of great perks there. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks a lot for watching.